men are loaded in the sled, 1,389 pounds of men and machine again, going through the Cristallo turn, that tunnel underneath the roadway in the upper half.
Joe Bellina has been driving for 10 years. He is now 30, and he is representative of the new generation of Swiss drivers. Their best drivers in the past have been in their 40s. So, Paul, obviously, this is a game where experience plays a big role.
And he has an experienced riding team behind him. If you'll notice the three men sitting behind him are tucked right in. They know exactly where they are all the way down the mountain and can help him in the turns if he gets off a turn late by throwing their weight up on it. Right now, coming off of Azura, entering Bianca. A nice line through Bianca. Look at how straight he managed to hold that sled in there. A little skid right there, that won't hurt him. He's moving so fast. And the finish.
He will not break the 103 mark. His time, 103.48. It is his best run of the championship, though. And now at the top of the course, making his fourth and final run, it will be Bernard Lehman. He has been on a championship team, but he has never won the gold medal as a driver. Only as a brakeman. Now is his chance.
Look at the power of that snap, Greg, as they're getting off the top of the mountain. Lehman is in his position. Number 2, number 3. Brakeman gets in. Everything is all locked up before they even get into that first small turn. 5:45 start, a good competitive start.
They're getting the most out of their sled, and this is the last year you will see this East German sled in competition. They introduced their high-tech hydraulics in 1977, but now they have been disallowed for next year because the other bobsledding nations say the East German sled is just too expensive for them to build. Next year, all teams will race on a sled, much like the Swiss have right now, and Paul's standardization will be an interesting equalizer. But right now, it is Lehman out in front.
He is flying through the great labyrinth in the lower half. He's going into the Azura turn, which will line him up for Bianca. Let's see how he holds it. Nice and clean out of Azura. Clean into Bianca. And a beautiful line going to the finish turn. He is really flying, Greg. A nice line through the finish.
He breaks the finish beam at 85 miles per hour. His time, 103.66. An incredible 4-run total that is 21 seconds faster than in the World Championships on this same track 10 years ago. It seems first place is locked up. Detlef Richter yet to come, but he could catch the Swiss, who are now in second.
If you're selling or buying a property, let us show you our colors and our name, RE/MAX, the professional real estate associates. Residential, industrial, or commercial, look to RE/MAX, Quebec's network of independent brokers. RE/MAX computerization puts you in touch with every segment of the real estate market. You're online for maximum results. RE/MAX, unprecedented growth, because the way we work puts us way above the crowd.
Your Chrysler Plymouth dealers want to say thank you in a big way for our best year ever. Now get 8.8 annual percentage rate financing on Turismo, Duster, and Plymouth Horizon. Your monthly payments over 5 years could be $112 for Horizon or $125 for Duster. And you can get automatic transmission, no extra charge with that special option package. So on behalf of your Chrysler Plymouth dealers, I'd like to say thank you for miracle.
Greg Lewis and Paul Lemmy back in Cervinia, Italy, where the American team has had its difficulties in this 4-man World Championships.
This was earlier, Greg, and Jeff Jost's team here gets a good snap out of the blocks, but unfortunately, when the brakeman changes his hand gripping position, he loses the sled and has to run to catch up with it so that he can make it for the ride down.
It seemed a little bit like the Keystone Cops. Too bad for Jeff Jost. He was 5th in Sarajevo, and actually the start wasn't all that bad, only 3/10 off the pace. The Americans finished 11th overall. But so far, there have been no mistakes by this man's team, Detlef Richter, last year here, the World Cup competition. He was first in the 2-man and in the 4-man. He is a precision machine, and now he has to be quicker than 103.36 to take second place. They are off the final and 4th run.
A good snap, and as you can see, the rhythm, all the legs are running together. Number 2, number 3-man, driver is already in. The brakeman gets in, pulls down those 2 pushers, underway again before they even get into that corner. 5:48, a great start.
No wonder it is picture perfect. They trained for months and months and months, almost a year-round training program for the East Germans to try to perpetuate their winning tradition. First and second in the 4-man at Sarajevo. They have a chance to be first and second in the World Championships here. Detlef Richter at the controls.
And is that sled handling beautifully? Look at the aerodynamic design of that sled. It's no wonder they're so far ahead. He is really picking up speed now in this lower great labyrinth.
Richter must be faster than 1:03.36 to take second place away from Joe Bellina.
Here he is in his third turn, lines himself up beautifully to the Bianca corner. Out of there, absolutely clean. A little tap right there, that won't slow him down. A beautiful line through the finish, nice and clean.
And he is through. 1:03.19. He will take second place away from the Swiss, and the East German control of this sport continues. First and second place, and Detlef Richter, the silver medal, and he is proud of it. So here are the final standings. The top three within 75 hundredths of one another. And the East Germans have picked up their 6th World Championship title in just 8 years. Paul, your thoughts?
Greg, as we watch the closing ceremonies, I can't help but think of the charge the Swiss made in trying to catch the East Germans. And I can't wait to see what will happen next year when they're all driving standardized equipment.
Well, the sleds may be the same in '86, but will everyone else have the same discipline and great athletes that the East Germans have? We'll find out in 1986 when we bring you the 4-man championships from Koenigsee, West Germany. But now, from the Matterhorn in Cervinia, Italy, ciao for Paul Lammy, I'm Greg Lewis.